In today's tabletop gameplay, I'm showing off the incredible new Gardevoir EX from Scarlet and Violet. Gardevoir EX is a Psychic-type Stage 2 Pokemon with a whopping 310 hit points. 310 HP is a massive amount of HP for a Pokemon that only gives up 2 prize cards when it gets knocked down. Its ability, Psychic Embrace, is one of the strongest energy acceleration abilities ever printed. It reads, as often as you like during your turn, you may attach a basic Psychic Energy card from your discard pile to one of your Psychic Pokemon. If you attached energy to a Pokemon in this way, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. The key words here are as often as you like during your turn. That means that Gardevoir EX can accelerate an unlimited number of Psychic Energy from your discard pile to your Psychic Pokemon during your turn. The only downside is that you have to put 2 damage counters on the Pokemon that you accelerated energy to for each energy you accelerate to it. Now, my favorite part about Gardevoir EX is that it evolves from Kirlia. Kirlia has the refinement ability, and this ability rocks. Not only does it help you draw cards, it helps you get Psychic Energy into the discard pile for Gardevoir EX's Psychic Embrace. Refinement allows you to discard a card from your hand and draw 2 cards. With multiple Kirlia in play, you'll be drawing a ton of cards off the top of your deck. Now, Gardevoir pairs really well with Pokemon that do more damage for the amount of Psychic Energy they have attached to them. And funny enough, both Zacian V from Celebrations and Gardevoir from Chilling Reign have the same attack, but with different names, so they both go great in this deck. Both Storm Slash and Brainwave do 60 damage plus 30 more damage for each Psychic Energy attached to this Pokemon. So with 8 Psychic Energy on either of these guys, they're going to be cranking out 300 damage. Not to mention, Zacian V and Gardevoir both have excellent abilities. Zacian V has the Roar of the Sword ability, which allows you to search your deck for a Psychic Energy card and attach it to one of your Pokemon, then it ends your turn. And Gardevoir's Shining Arcana also helps you accelerate Psychic Energy into play. You get to look at the top 2 cards of your deck and attach any number of basic energy you find there to your Pokemon, and then you put the other cards into your hand. So this deck has some awesome synergy, and it's a lot of fun to play. I'm stoked to show it off, but before we get to the gameplay, let's head over to FullGripGames.com. FullGripGames.com is the best place to buy Pokemon trading card game singles and sealed product. We've got super fast shipping and top-notch grading. You really won't find better service anywhere than at FullGripGames.com. We've also got a buy list, so if you've got extra cards lying around your house, maybe crowding up your kitchen table, then you've got to check out the Full Grip Games buy list. We are always buying bulk and singles here at the shop, and selling your extra cards to Full Grip Games directly supports the content that I create here on Tricky Gym. Thank you so much for buying and selling at FullGripGames.com. Now, let's see what this Gardevoir EX deck can do.
Sweet. Have
All
fun.
right,
Good luck.
I'll draw for turn. I've got a nice looking opening hand with Fog Crystal, Ultra Ball, and a Ralts. We've also got a Kirlia and Professor's Research to really dive into the deck next turn. With Zacian V in the active, I'm going to be looking to knock out this Lugia V on turn 2 if I can. I'll start off with Fog Crystal, which allows me to search my deck for a basic Psychic Pokemon or a basic Psychic Energy and put it into my hand. With Fog Crystal, I'll get Ralts, and I'll play it to my bench. I'll bench a second Ralts, and I'll Ultra Ball, discarding Worker and Psychic Energy to go get a third Ralts. I'll attach a Psychic Energy to Zacian V, and I'll use Roar of the Sword to accelerate a Psychic Energy from my deck to Zacian V, and that ends my turn.
Sweet. So I will draw for my turn. To start out, I think I'm going to play Capturing Aroma. I have some discarding cards in my hand, so if I can get an evolution Pokemon, I would be into that. Tails, so I get to search my deck for a basic Pokemon and put it into my hand. I am pretty worried about the Lugia V getting knocked out, so I think I'm just going to grab another Lugia and play that onto my bench. So I'll grab the Lugia off the Capturing Aroma. And then Ultra Ball, discard the Lost Vacuum and Collapsed Stadium to grab a Archeops. So with that Archeops, I'm going to play another Ultra Ball, discard the previous Archeops and the Gift Energy, search my deck for a Pokemon. And since I have the Professor's Research in my hand, I'm going to grab a second Archeops. So then I will play Professor's Research, discard the other Archeops in my hand to draw 7. So thankfully I did get an energy I can attach to Lugia, play down Gift Energy. I'm just going to read the wind, discard the Professor Burnet to draw 3 cards.
Sick. I'll draw for turn. And I'll evolve Ralts into Kirlia and play Professor's Research to discard my hand and draw 7 cards. We got a solid hand off of the Research, but I'm looking for a rare candy so that I can evolve this Gardevoir EX into play. I'll play Level Ball, and with Level Ball, I'll get another Ralts and put it into my hand. And in order to take this knockout, I'll need, like 5 energy?
6, I think, right?
6. I'll need 6 energy. That's a lot to ask on turn 2. It really is. I'll use Kirlia's Refinement ability to discard Battle VIP Pass and draw 2 cards. And then I'll evolve my next Ralts into Kirlia. I will use Refinement to discard this Psychic Energy and draw 2 cards. I'm not getting the knockouts, but I can attack. So I should probably just do that. I'll evolve my third Ralts into Kirlia, and I'll use Refinement to discard Judge and draw 2. I'll bench Ralts, and I'll attach a Psychic Energy from my hand to Zacian V, and then I will use Storm Slash for 150 damage.
Draw for my turn, evolve into the Lugia, and then I will use Summoning Star as my V-Star ability to put 2 Archeops onto my bench. Ultra Ball first, I'll discard the Stonjourner and the Serena. Gonna probably grab the Tyranitar V, just in case the Gardevoir starts attacking next turn. Play down the Tyranitar onto the bench. I'll Primal Turbo number 1. Search my deck for 2 special energy cards and attach them to my Pokemon. I'll get a Gift Energy and a V-Guard Energy with that. And I will attach them to the Lugia. And then I will Primal Turbo number 2, get the V-Guard. I'll attach for turn to the Tyranitar V, start building that up. I think I want to hold everything else in my hand at the moment. I will Tempest Dive for knockout.
Yep. Zacian V goes down, and Zealy takes his first 2 prize cards. I'll promote Kirlia, and I'll draw for turn. Now, we've got our work cut out for us, but I can start trading favorably if I can get the Gardevoir into play, the single prize Gardevoir. Start by using Zinnia's Resolve. So I discard 2 cards from my hand, and then I draw a card for each of my opponent's Pokemon in play. So I'll draw 5. It's pretty good. I'll play Fog Crystal, and off the Fog Crystal, I'll get a Psychic Energy. At this point, you pretty much know I'm not going to use Research anymore because I have my board set up. So I'll use Refinement to discard Research and draw 2. I'll use Refinement again to discard a Psychic Energy and draw 2. There we go. There's a rare candy. That's great. I'll play Fog Crystal and grab a Psychic Energy out of my deck and put it into my hands. I'll use Refinement number 3 to discard Boss's Orders and draw 2. And I'm going to Ultra Ball, discarding Kirlia and Level Ball. And I'm looking for these Gardevoirs, all right? This is what I was digging for, but Ultra Ball is able to get it for us. So we're going to grab Gardevoir, and I'm going to evolve Kirlia into Gardevoir. So now I can use Shining Arcana to draw 2 more cards, which is insane. I mean, look how many cards I'm drawing. Absolutely insane. I'll use Rare Candy to evolve my Ralts into Gardevoir EX. I'll use Gardevoir EX's Psychic Embrace to accelerate 3 Psychic Energy from my discard pile to the active Gardevoir, which places 6 damage counters on it. I will attach a Psychic Energy from my hand to Kirlia on the bench. I'll play Level Ball, and I'll grab Mew. Mew can go on the bench. That's fine. It's nice to be able to use Mysterious Tail, and you can pretty much always retreat the Mew since you can just accelerate an energy to it and retreat it. And with that, I will use Brainwave for the knockouts, and I'll take 2 prizes.
And then with the gift energy, I get to draw up until I have 7 in my hand. So right now I have 6, so I'll draw 1. I'll promote the Tyranitar, draw for turn, evolve into Lugia VSTAR, play down the Lumineon, Luminous Sign. I'll grab the boss's orders.
Yeah, I had a sneaking suspicion that my Gardevoir EX was going to go down.
So I will attach a single strike energy from my hand to my active Tyranitar. I will Primal Turbo, search my deck for 2 special energy. 240. Now I'll just grab the double turbo energy, throw it on there. And then while I'm in there, I will also Primal Turbo again, grab a double turbo, and I'll throw that on the Lugia V-Star. And then not really much else I could do with this hand, so I'll Boss's Orders up the Gardevoir EX. And I will Single Strike Crush for the knockout.
Oof.
Discard the top 4. A lot of urns.
That is a concerning amount of urns, yeah. Zealy knocks out my Gardevoir, takes 2 prizes, goes to just 2 prizes remaining. I'll promote Gardevoir and draw for turn. Now it is comeback time, and I can do it, but I do need Zealy to not have a big knockout on my final Gardevoir EX for game. We could definitely do this, though. Okay, here we go. I'm going to play Level Ball. Take a look at what's left in my deck. I'll fail that. And I need 6 energy on my Gardevoir in order to knock out this Tyranitar, so that is no problem. I can get that. Play Palpad. And with the Palpad, I'm going to shuffle Boss's Orders back into my deck. And then I will attach from my hand to Gardevoir. I'll evolve my benched Kirlia into Gardevoir EX. I'll play down Collapsed Stadium and Roxanne. Okay, so I get 6 and you get 2. Okay. I'll use Refinement to discard Rare Candy and draw 2 cards. I'll evolve into Gardevoir and use Shining Arcana to draw 2. And then I will use Psychic Embrace to accelerate 2 Psychic Energy from my discard pile to my active Gardevoir, placing 4 damage counters onto my Gardevoir. And with 6 Psychic Energy attached, I am doing 240 damage with Brainwave. So I'll Brainwave for 240 damage and the knockout, and I'll take 2 prizes.
Draw for turn. So unfortunately that Roxanne did not get me into anything good. So I think I just have to Primal Turbo, grab the Double Turbo, attach, and then Tempest Dive for knockout.
Would you like to discard the stadium?
I would.
Okay. So Zealy down to just one prize card remaining. But that Lumineon over there is looking real nice. I'll draw for turn. And I'll play Boss's Orders on Lumineon V. Attach a Psychic Energy from my hand to Gardevoir EX. And then Psychic Embrace. And what's the name of its attack? Somebody in the chat. What's its name? What's its name? And I will use Miracle Force for 190 damage and take my final 2 prizes. GG's. So I think that was like the best that Gardevoir has performed for me so far. I mean, I feel like
it felt really crazy just being refinement, like 3 times on turn 2?
Yes. And then once you get that Shining Arcana Gardevoir into play, you can continue drawing cards, accelerating energy into play. That's something I really like. And that Gardevoir can take big one-hit knockouts.
Oh, yeah. A part of me was hoping you would play down would get down your deck to 2 cards, and I could Tyranitar and discard the 2.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because you were down to 4, and I was like, please Shining Arcana one more time.
No. I didn't even think about that. That would have been crazy. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that would have been nuts for sure. All right, so game 1 in the books. Let's reset the prediction for game 2.
I'll go first for game 2.
That makes sense. Do you have a basic?
Unfortunately, I do.
Oh, no. I do not.
Okay, that's somewhat better.
These post-rotation Lugia lists, I mean, they're just not as consistent as they used to be.
You would not believe how many times I've played the Oranguru and gotten the card I need off of it. And like not having the Instruct? Primate Wisdom Oranguru is just rough. I will draw my mulligan.
Sounds good.
Good luck.
Good luck.
I'm going to draw for turn. Attach Single Strike Energy to my active Tyranitar. And I will pass to you.
Sweet. I'll draw. And really nice top deck of the Professor's Research. This is pretty much an ideal opening hand for me. I'll bench Zacian V, and I'll play Fog Crystal. Fog Crystal allows me to search my deck for a basic Psychic Pokemon or a basic Psychic Energy, and I'm just trying to see how many Ralts I have. We would like to get all of our Ralts into play this turn, if it's possible. We do have both of our Gardevoir EX that showed up for work. That's great. Radiant Greninja. The Mew. I like this Mew. It's just a nice consistency boost. This deck doesn't play a ton of basics. You've got your 4 Ralts. You've got your Radiant Greninja. And you've got your 2 Zacian V, but you don't always want to start Zacian V. So having another Pokemon that you can start that can help dig out battle VIP passes is really useful. And it looks like we do have all 4 Ralts in the deck, so that's fantastic. With Fog Crystal, I'll get Ralts, and I'll put it onto my bench. And then I want to get a guaranteed Psychic Energy on Zacian to attach for turn, so I'll attach that, and then play Professor's Research to discard my hand and draw 7 cards. We were not able to find one of our Battle VIP passes. Sad. I'll play Level Ball. And with the Level Ball, I'll get my 3rd Ralts. I'll bench it. I'll Roar of the Sword to accelerate a Psychic Energy from my deck to Zacian V. And it ends my turn.
Perfect. I will draw for my turn. Still pretty unusable hand over here. I will evolve into Lugia VSTAR, attach into the Tyranitar with the Double Turbo.
You're taking a knockout, though.
And I think I'll just put down the Stonjourner just to have something to pivot to if this Tyranitar gets knocked out. And then I will Cragalanche for the knockout.
Okay, and it discards the
top 2.
Ooh. Okay.
And I will take my prize card.
I'll promote Zacian V. I'll draw for turn. We're really hoping to find a Gardevoir EX, as this Tyranitar is threatening a one-hit KO on my Zacian next turn, even without any Archeops in play. I'll evolve Ralts into Kirlia, and I'll use Refinement to discard Collapse Stadium and draw 2. Okay. I will put Mesagoza into play and use it. It's a Tails. I've got the rare candy in my hands. This is so sad. I'll attach a Psychic Energy to Zacian V, and I'll play Professor's Research to discard my hand and draw 7 cards. Alrighty, there's still a chance. I'll bench Radiant Greninja, and I'll bench Ralts, and I'll use Concealed Cards to discard Psychic Energy and draw 2. Dang, we did not find the rare candy, unfortunately. I'll evolve Ralts into Kirlia, and I'll use Refinement again to discard Zinnia's Resolve and draw 2. And I will use Storm Slash for 150 damage.
I will draw for turn. Mesagoza. Tails. Unfortunate over here. Played out on Pokestop, and I'll use Pokestop. Discard 3 cards. Hopefully get an item card. Exactly what I would like. Play the Ultra Ball. Discard 2 Archeops from my hand. Search my deck for a Pokemon card, put into my hand. Don't even know what I want to get at this point, honestly. Probably a Tyranitar and start building up another one. So I'll grab the Tyranitar. I'll use Lugia's Summoning Star ability to put 2 Archeops from my discard pile onto my bench. And then I'll use Archeops Primal Turbo to get a single strike energy from my deck to put on my Tyranitar. Play down Tyranitar, attach a gift energy, and I will single strike Crush for the knockout.
Okay,
discard the top 4 cards in my deck.
Zacian V goes down, and Zealy takes 2 more prizes. This Tyranitar has taken 3 prizes so far. That is gnarly. Ugh. I'll promote Kirlia, and I'll draw for turn. Huh. Yikes. Yeah, I got to deal with this Tyranitar coming up. I got to deal with the Stonjourner if I take this knockout. Yikes. I need you to definitely not ever gust my Gardevoir. That's just kind of the... If you gust my Gardevoir, I'm losing, I think. I'm going to start out by using Refinement to discard Level Ball and draw 2. And I'll evolve into Gardevoir and use Shining Arcana to draw 2. Okay. I'll Rare Candy into Gardevoir EX and use Refinement to discard Battle VIP Pass and draw 2 more cards. I'll play Fog Crystal to get a Psychic Energy out of my deck. I don't have my Roxanne right now. I need to Palpat it back in, so I don't have that, unfortunately. There is a Judge in my deck, though, that I could play. I'll bench Mew. I'll Ultra Ball, discarding Psychic Energy and Fog Crystal. Off Ultra Ball, I'll get another Gardevoir. I will Shining Arcana for a draw of 2. I'll play Palpad, and with Palpad, I'll shuffle Roxanne and Boss's Orders back into my deck. Use Radiant Greninja's Concealed Cards to discard a Psychic and draw 2. I'll attach a Psychic Energy to my benched Gardevoir, and I'll use Psychic Embrace to accelerate 3 Psychic Energy to my Gardevoir. Places 6 damage counters. And then I'll Judge. And I'll use Brainwave for 150 damage and take 2 prizes.
Draw for turn. Ultra Ball, Archeops, and Lugia. I have the boss's orders, and I do have the single strike energy, so I will grab the Lumineon off the Ultra Ball, play it, Luminous Sign, and then I will grab a boss's orders off the Luminous Sign to bring up the Gardevoir EX.
Oof.
And then with Archeops, I will Primal Turbo. Gonna grab the V-Guard and the single strike. And then Archeops number 2, I'm gonna Primal Turbo for the second single strike, all going to the Tyranitar.
Yeah, that's tough.
And then I will attach Gift Energy to the Stonjourner for my turn. Pokestop, gonna thin my deck a bit. Definitely want the Urn of Vitalities. Discard these 2 cards. Going to play the Urn to put the single strike energy from my previous Tyranitar back into my deck. Not much else I can do, so I will single strike Crush for the knockout.
Gardevoir goes down. Discard 4 cards. Zealy goes down to 1 prize remaining. This is feeling real bad. I'll promote Gardevoir and draw. I'll play Level Ball. Yep. That's not going to do it. I can attach Psychic Energy for my hand and Brainwave for 180 damage.
Draw for turn, and then single strike Crush for the knockout.
And that's it. All right. Zealy takes a commanding win there. Even with a little bit of a rocky start, the Pokestop bailed you out perfectly.
Oh, yeah, it did. You lose Quick Ball, you lose all that other stuff to discard your cards. Like, you lose Evolution Incense. So
Aurora Energy.
You are just relying on that Ultra Ball to get there, and it does not feel good, but when you hit it, it's...
That's the thing, is that Great Balls and the capturing aromas, they help you to find the Pokemon, but they don't help with the inherent issue, which is discarding them.
Yes.
That's the big struggle now, is like you can find all your Pokemon fine, but if you don't have Research or Ultra Ball in your hand, then those Pokemon are not getting into the discard pile. And Pokestop not only helps you to find your Ultra Balls, but it also helps to just put Archeops in the discard pile if you find them there. So, yeah, it works wonders for boosting consistency, and the fact that the deck is playing 4 of the Urn of Vitality, you can afford to be a little bit wasteful with your energy since you're taking such big knockouts anyway.
Yeah, someone in chat asked if it was more optimal to wait to play the Urn. I think it would have been, because then you just discard it with the Tyranitar and it's a moot point. But yeah, I definitely should have waited on that one.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. All right, I'll go first. And good luck.
Good luck.
I'll draw for turn. I've got a reasonable opening hand with a Ralts and a Fog Crystal and my brave Zacian V in the active spot. But unfortunately, Battle VIP Pass continues to elude me, so we don't have any of those. I'll bench Ralts and play Fog Crystal. With Fog Crystal, I'll grab Ralts and put it onto my bench. I'll attach to Zacian V, and I'll end my turn with Roar of the Sword. Yes, the Zacian Vs have really increased the aggression of this deck, especially going first. Pretty much always going to get a turn 2 attack, which is something that the Gardevoir deck, the way I had it built before, was just not doing. So this is nice.
I will draw for my turn. I'm going to play down the Pokestop, discard the top 3 cards of my deck. Hurts to discard the V-Star and the Double Turbo. I'll play the Capturing Aroma. So I get to search my deck for an evolution Pokemon. Since I'm going second, I'm going to grab the Archeops so that I can read the wind and throw it on the discard. Attach a V-Guard energy. So this requires you to use more Psychic Energy. I think you need 2 more Psychic. No, just 1 more.
Ugh.
Just 1 more Psychic Energy to knock it out. Play another Capturing Aroma. Tails, so I get to grab a basic. Off this, I'm going to grab another Lugia just in case he is able to knock me out. Looking a little low on the single strikes. It looks like I did prize 1. Everything else is good though, so I will grab the Lugia with the Capturing Aroma and throw that on the bench also. I'll play down the Serena, discard the Archeops, and discard the... I'm going to go with the Lumineon to draw 3. And then I'll Ultra Ball the Single Strike and the Lost Vacuum to grab another Archeops. And then I'm going to read the Wind to discard the Archeops and draw 3 cards.
Solid. That is everything you could ask for. I'll draw for turn. And I'll bench Ralts, play Professor's... Where'd your stadium go?
I always do that.
I was like, I want to use
My
that.
apologies.
All right. I'll play Professor's Research to discard my hand and draw 7 cards. I'll evolve my Ralts into Kirlia, and I'll use Refinement to discard Zinnia's Resolve and draw 2. Let's go, baby. I'm going to Ultra Ball, discarding Psychic Energy and Level Ball. Well, I prized 1 Gardevoir. That's fine. Off of Ultra Ball, I'm going to get Gardevoir EX and put it into my hand. So let's see. How many energy do I actually need to take this knockout?
She needed to do 250.
Yeah, so I need 7, I think. Oh, that's so cringe. That's so many. I've got 4. I've got 5. I need to hit 2 off this Pokestop to take the knockout. All right. Think we could do it? I'll use Pokestop to discard the top 3 cards of my deck. I'm insane. Let's go. I'll Rare Candy my Ralts into Gardevoir EX. The Fog Crystal goes into my hand. And that is exactly what I needed. That is perfect. I will use Gardevoir EX's Psychic Embrace to accelerate 4 Psychic Energy from my discard pile to Zacian V, placing 80 damage on it. Then I'll attach a Psychic Energy from my hand to Zacian V. I have 7 Psychic Energy on Zacian V turn 2, so I am doing 260 damage, knocking out Lugia V, even with the V guard on it. And I'll take my 2 prizes.
Draw for turn. I'll use the Pokestop to start out. Grab those 2. Play down Collapse Stadium. Evolve to Lugia VSTAR. And I'll Summoning Star to put the 2 Archeops from my discard onto my bench. Capturing Aroma. Heads, so I'll grab a basic Pokemon.
It's evolution.
I'll grab an evolution Pokemon. Gonna grab an Archeops, thin it out of the deck a bit. Primal Turbo, number 1. Grab a gift. V-Guard. And then Primal Turbo, number 2 to grab the double Turbo. They're all going on the active Lugia. Don't want to play the Research just yet. I think I'll hold on to it, and I will Tempest Dive for knockout.
Okay.
And then I'm going to keep the Stadium there.
Zacian V goes down, and Zelia ties it up at 4-4 prizes. Whew, this is tough. I'll promote Kirlia and draw for turn. We've got the Shining Arcana Gardevoir in my hand, and we could just take this knockout with Zacian V. I could accelerate 9 energy onto Zacian without worrying about the damage counters, because that's 180 damage. I mean, it gets the KO. So if I can find 9 energy, this is my 8th one, so I still need 1 more to get that KO with Zacian. Fog Crystal. My other Zacian's prized. Okay. That's fine, though, because I can Miriam for it. That's crazy. With Fog Crystal, I'll grab a Psychic Energy. I'll play Miriam to shuffle Zacian V and Gardevoir from my discard pile back into the deck. And then I'll draw 3. I will Use Kirlia's Refinement to discard Collapse Stadium and draw 2. And I'll play Level Ball. And off of Level Ball, I'll get Kirlia and evolve my benched Ralts into Kirlia. I'll Refinement to discard Research and draw 2. And then I'll evolve my active Kirlia into Gardevoir. And I'll Shining Arcana to draw 2. I'll Psychic Embrace, 2 energy to my active Gardevoir, placing 4 damage counters on it. I'll bench Ralts. I am going to Ultra Ball, discarding Professor's Research and Psychic Energy. And off of that Ultra Ball, I'm going to go get Zacian V again. And put that Zacian V onto my bench. I'll retreat Gardevoir into Zacian V. I'll attach a Psychic Energy from my hand to Zacian V. I'll use Psychic Embrace to accelerate 8 Psychic Energy from my discard onto Zacian V. And with that, I do take 160 damage. I'll use Storm Slash for 330 damage, minus 30 with the V-Guard, and we take the knockout, going to just 2 prizes remaining.
Draw for turn. So I think my route here is to attach the Gift Energy, and then Primal Turbo. I'm just going to actually grab the Double Turbo, because that's 100, and that would still knock you out. And then I'm going to Primal Turbo number 2, put Gift Energy onto the Archeops. I'll play an Urn of Vitality to put my Single Strike Energy back in the deck. And then I'm going to speed in for knockout.
Okay. This puts me in a really compromising situation. Not going to lie, Zealy set up his board perfectly, and I am not happy about it. I wish that there was a Pokemon V on the bench, but there's not. And now I just have to deal with these 2 Archeops. And with the Gift Energies, he's going to have a huge hand to be able to find the Gust knockout on my Gardevoir EX. I wish I could Collapse Stadium this thing away, but he plays Collapse Stadium, so I can't do that either. And it stings because last turn, if I had found my Sky Seal Stone, then I would just win. But I didn't find it. So that hurts. That hurts for sure. Okay. I'll promote Kirlia and draw. Alrighty then. I'm going to evolve my benched Ralts into Kirlia, and I'll use Kirlia's Refinement to discard Battle VIP Pass and draw 2. There it is. If I had this last turn, I would have won. Ugh. That's fine. I'll use Kirlia's Refinement to discard Battle VIP Pass and draw 2. I'll play Level Ball. And with the Level Ball, I'll get Mew. That Gift Energy is not my friend. So we just have to hope you don't have it. I'll evolve my active Kirlia into Gardevoir. I'll play Roxanne.
I had the boss in hand the entire
Game.
turn 1.
I know. But now you get so many cards off this Gift Energy. Oh, that feels so bad.
It's kind of crazy, actually. I think I've only played the one Serena the entire game, and it's still...
I'm telling you, Lugia is so broken. Lugia is just still an incredibly broken deck. Being able to juice that many energy into play, take huge one-hit knockouts. You can attack with single prizers. You can attack with multi-prizers. Lugia has an insane amount of HP. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. I do not want to give you the mesagoza at all. I'll Shining Arcana to draw 2. And I'll play Fog Crystal. Get a Psychic Energy. And I'll attach it to Gardevoir. And then I only need 3 energy. So I'll use Psychic Embrace to accelerate 2 energy to my Gardevoir, placing 4 damage counters on it. And then I will Brainwave for 150 damage and take the knockout, going to 1 prize remaining.
So Gift Energy lets me draw up to 7, so I'm going to draw 5. And then I'm going to draw for turn. Let's see. Tyranitar. Capturing Aroma.
You better not. Heads.
Tails.
No! No! I'm so mad, bro.
Gonna grab the Luminous Sign Lumineon. Luminous Sign for boss's orders up the Gardevoir. Attach Double Turbo. And then Primal Turbo to Single Strike Energy to the Tyranitar. And then I'll retreat. And I will Single Strike Crush for the knockout.
Devastation. I'm so upset. Dang, bro. That was so close. Oh, it was right there. Right there.
That's how I felt game 1.
Oh my gosh. Just ripped away from me. You didn't have the gift energies game 1, so the Roxanne really stuck. But that was just, yeah, it came down to a coin flip. I mean, if you flip heads there, you don't have it.
Well, I had the Pokestop to maybe get a
Ultra Ball or something. Yeah. Yeah, that is so tough. My goodness. Wow.
Those are all 3 great games.
They really were. They were very close. I felt like the Gardevoir deck was really able to show off like what it's supposed to be doing. But I think you also just get a really good look at like what's holding the Gardevoir deck back is that it just is, it's asking for more. It's like you need more to do similar things to what the Lugia deck can do. The Lugia deck can just like, you know, it can just do everything so easily, where it's like the Gardevoir deck can do the same stuff as the Lugia deck, but you have to work harder to do it, right? So I definitely like the Gardevoir deck. It's a lot of fun, and I feel like this build that I have is probably one of the strongest builds that I have so far. So I am excited about that.